If you're looking for a podcast that packs in sound property advice, as well as offering you an insight into making the world of property effective and ultimately work for you, you're in the right place. Hosted by Arsh the original property rebel. He's written an Amazon bestseller, created the Property Investor app, the UK's first, and is an experienced property mentor. More importantly, he talks the talk and walks the walk.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of The Property Rebel with your host, Arsh. And in today's session, we're talking about your morning routine and how this can be the make or break of your day and whether it's going to be a good or bad day. So before we get on to that, I just want to say a quick hello and welcome to all new subscribers and a massive welcome back to existing subscribers and listeners. Hopefully you're enjoying the channel, hopefully you're enjoying the podcast, and hopefully you're taking loads of golden nuggets away. As always, this is a one-take shot, which means that you will get some ifs, ums and ahs, and also some long pauses, but believe it or not, that's actually okay. What it actually means, it's real. And everything that I'm talking to you about is stuff that I've done, not just read up about and thought that I'll talk to you about it. So let's get moving on. So people are going to think, well, Arsh, why do I really need to know what your morning routine is? The fact is you don't. But also, hopefully you'll think, well, in actual fact, if I make a few tweaks to my morning routine, perhaps it may have another or a positive outcome to your day. So let's get you through my morning routine. Now, I'm going to put some stuff out there. I'm not a big fan of the 5 a.m. club or the 4 a.m. club or the 3 a.m. club or anything like that. I'm just going to give you a breakdown of what my morning consists of, what it used to consist of, what it is now, and the difference in the changes that I've had to make and the outcomes and what's actually happened as a result of making those changes. So anyone that knows me knows that I like fitness. I love getting out on the bike. I love getting out running. I love going to the gym. I had a routine where I was waking up at 5:45 and being in the gym for 6 o'clock with a friend of mine. But anyone that knows me also knows that I've got 2 very young children. And one of the most important parts for me is to be able to sit down and have breakfast with my kids in the morning. So pre-kids, I would always be in the gym before 6 o'clock and do our workout, back home for 7:15, and then get ready for the day. When kids arrived, I decided to jeopardize the gym. And now I actually wake up, or should I say I get woken up between 6:30 and 7 o'clock. Now, for some, that may be quite late. And people think, well, hang on, you've actually lost a 2 hour or 2 out your day. For me, it's about quality of life. And if I wake up any earlier than 6 o'clock, I'm not. I will show, when you're hungry and you're angry, I consider myself sleep deprived, and I'm not the same person, if that makes sense. So I'm a little bit grouchy. I'm not a nasty person, but I've got a bit of a sharp tongue, if that makes sense. So, and I'm just being completely real with you here. So I prefer to wake up between 6:30 and 7. One of my daughters actually wakes up at around 6:30, so she'll come in. And the first thing that I do, if I'm honest, that gets me ready for my day is making sure that she's ready for her day. So the first thing that I do, naturally she'll climb into bed and she'll have a good old cuddle. And what she'll do is we'll talk about what she's going to be doing for the day, getting her mind and framework in check so that when she's going to school, she's performing and being the best version that she can be. And for me, that is the most important thing, making sure that she excels. After all, this is what I'm doing all this for, so that I can create a level of wealth to hand over to them. They can, as a result of all the things that they're doing now, they will have the right positive mental attitude to progress what I've done. And that's exactly the same, that what I've done from my parents. They gave me a bit of a stepping block. As a result of that, I've used what I learned along the way, growing up, etc. And I've now taken it onto another level. I'm hoping that they progress it onto another level. So Going back to it, she's only 7. So we talk about all the things that she needs to do, making sure that she's got all her P's and Q's in place, please and thank yous, making sure that she's doing all her homework, making sure that she knows exactly. And we get all her bag and we get everything ready that morning. We don't do it the night before. I'd rather do it that morning because then she remembers she's got everything in check. So that's a small part of it. The next part is making sure that we go down to breakfast and we have breakfast together. You notice here, I haven't checked any emails. I try not to check my phone the moment I wake up because that can have a positive and negative impact on your day. And it has happened where I've checked my phone, I've seen a social post and I've said, ugh, why have I seen that? That's annoyed me for the day. And what generally annoys me is when I see something and I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. It could be that someone on social media has said something, not to me directly, but has said something and is incorrect, and thought, okay. And I'm admitted I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I find that sometimes if I see a wrong post, I'll go, you idiot, why have you said that? Why have you done that? Or why have you put that out? That's incorrect. I don't say it out loud, but now I don't check my emails, I don't check my social media, especially not before we've had breakfast with the kids. And the reason why I do that is because that's not on my mind. That's not on my mind when I go down to breakfast. So when I'm at breakfast, I am daddy. And there's 2 sides of me. There's daddy and then there's Mr. Ilahi. So I always make sure that when I'm in the house, I'm daddy and I'm not Mr. Ilahi. And you guys as property professionals, when I say guys and gals, or ladies and gentlemen, you have to make that switch. When you're at home, you have to be mommy or daddy. When you're at work, you have to be Mr. Ilahi or Mrs. Ilahi or Mr. or Mrs. Smith, whoever you may be. And I find that that's a massive switch. So if you're working from home, I find that you'll always be Mr. or Mrs. Smith. You won't ever be mommy or daddy. And I found that in lockdown, believe it or not. In lockdown, I was still working from home. I found that I couldn't get out the switch of Mr. Ilahi. I was always Mr. Ilahi because my office was at home, my work was at home, my kids were at home, and everything was at home. So I treated my house almost like the office, which meant that I couldn't switch off. Now, with the office that I come to, I've got office on the high street here. I come to it every day. I don't need to, but I come to it for my own well-being. Because once I come to the office, I'm here in this environment as Mr. Ilahi. When I go home, the moment I leave here, I'm daddy. And that's a big part of me, because the big part of it is being the family man, being the father figure, and showing them a positive role model. So going back to it, breakfast time, I'm daddy. We talk about all kinds of silly stuff. So just to give you an example, around wedding anniversary back in May this year, I told the kids that I wanted to do something special for my wife, Mommy, as they refer to her. And what we did every morning, we had a little team meeting. So me and my 2 daughters, we had a team meeting of all the positive and the nice stuff we were going to do for Mommy. So we were going to get some flowers, we were going to get some balloons, who was going to order the flowers, how was the flowers going to look, what design were they going to be, and I left them in charge of that. So I gave them a sponsor responsibility. And that worked really well. So every morning we had a mini team meeting, and that gets them kind of almost like into a mini business environment as well. So as you can see, every way I'm trying to train them, I'm trying to set them up to make them aware that this is kind of what happens. We're not in a business environment yet. We're still daddy and kids. So we're having lots of fun with it. So once the kids have had breakfast, the next thing that I do, I take them upstairs, I get them showered, washed, and brush their teeth and dressed. So I do all this up until about 8 o'clock. By this point, my wife is kind of starting to wake up, and as a result, she then drops them off to school. Only then at 8 o'clock is I start thinking about work. So I go in the shower, and the thing that I do whilst I'm in the shower, and I'll stay in the shower until I've mental or thought through all the things that I have to do that day, all the things that I missed doing yesterday, all the things that I didn't get a chance at doing yesterday, and now I've put them mentally ready for what we're doing today. So I've started to gear my mind up ready for today. So today, 9 o'clock will be the call. After 9 o'clock, I'm going to probably just spend 45 minutes on emails just catching up on some emails, stuff that's coming throughout the night. So as the Property Investor app, we get shed loads of emails, and I literally just flick through them. I don't respond to them, my PA responds to them, but I literally just flick through them just to see if there's anything that needs any urgent attention from me. And then we'll have between 9 and 9:30 is where me and my PA will have a catch up just to see what to do, what we need to do for that day. So we've got a list of all the things that need doing. And what I tend to find is that if I spend that time, that almost like 30 minutes in the shower, I'm not saying that the shower is always 30 minutes, between 15 and 30 minutes, I find that that has got me ready for the day. Now, after I've come out of the shower, believe it or not, I don't get dressed and I don't shoot out the house. The next thing that I do, I get changed, and it's not like a form of meditation. I actually pray, is the honest answer. Depending on how you look at it, it could be a form of meditation, but I actually pray. And the reason why I do that is to get myself into a calm state of mind, ready for the day. Because you can think now that I've just been in the shower and I've just got myself ready and started going, here's what I need to do, bang, 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 bang. And then all of a sudden, I could literally just get dressed and shoot out the house. And what I might find is that I might be working on adrenaline and running, and the day may just run away with me. So I decide to bring myself back down. I know I've got the list of stuff that I need to do. Now, by meditating or praying, I kind of bring myself back into a calm state, and now I'm ready to tackle the day. Now, this is probably not like any other morning routine that you've heard, because you're thinking, why would he go high and then bring himself back down? And the reason being is that I don't want to run around like a headless chicken. It's very easy for me to run around like a headless chicken after I've just come out of the shower thinking, okay, I've got 10 things that I need to do. I need to tackle 10 things. By me praying and by me meditating, it literally is 10 minutes. So it's not a massive period. It's not a long period, but I literally realize that after I've done that, I'm actually recording this podcast actually after praying. So you can see that there's kind of calmness about me. And that's because that's what it gets me doing. And now it gets me to start thinking logically about the tasks. So I know what the tasks are. Now, by coming back to a calmer state of mind, it allows me to think about logically, how are these tasks going to get tackled and in what chronological order? So task number 1 will be meet with my guys, meet with my virtual assistants, meet with my PA at 9 a.m. That happens every day. So we meet at 9 a.m. That lasts around 15 minutes. Then from 9:15 to 9:30, I then have a catch up with my PA. From 9:30 till 10, I'll catch up on emails. From 10 o'clock onwards, that's when we start to tackle property deals or property challenges. So if you notice, I don't tackle the challenges from the outset. I don't tackle them at 8 o'clock. The reason being is that I found that if I did them at 8 o'clock, it'll put me in the wrong frame of mind for the whole day. I'm trying to do it in a state where I leave the house nice and calm. I come to the office, I have a catch up. I make sure that everyone on my team is in the same right frame of mind. As a result of having a catch up with those guys, I then go on to progress with my day. During my day, I could be visiting HMOs, I could be appraising property deals, I could be speaking to solicitors, I could be speaking to planners, I could be speaking to architects. So we've got a number of projects on the go. We've got a piece of land that we've got an option on. We're going to try and build 32-bed apartments on there. We've just had planning permission granted for 2 3-bed semi-detached houses. That came through last week. So we're now starting to get all the energy supplies and all the proposals submitted so that we can get the quotes back in. So these are all the things that I speak to all the different team members, say, guys, have you done this? Have you done that? Okay, give me a bit of update here. So I'm not physically doing it. I'm literally just almost like delegating it to different parties. And this is the point of having a good power team. If you haven't listened to the power team podcast, I strongly suggest that you do that. So physically, I'm not doing any work, but I'm delegating it out to all parties. Now, after that, come 1 o'clock lunchtime, I always make sure that I have lunch between 1 and 2 or 1 and 1:30, depending on how busy I am. And literally that could be a coffee with someone, or that could literally just be me eating an apple or something just light. Then I have the afternoon session, 2 till 5. So I try and break it up. So pretty much my work is 10 till 1, 2 till 5. So I've got 6 hours. I've lost 9 till 10 and I've lost 1 till 2. So I've lost 2 hours in the day, but I find that if I'm productive and I'm in this calmer state of mind, it doesn't matter that I've lost 2 hours because I'm productive in the 6 hours. Sounds strange, but if you work effectively and efficiently, you could do everything within a shorter space of time. Have you ever read the book, The 4-Hour Workweek? You can actually do all your work in one day if you work effectively and efficiently. So, moving on, 5 o'clock, I religiously leave the office at 5 o'clock. There are 2 days in particular where Monday and Wednesday I leave the office at 4 o'clock and I go boxing at 4 o'clock. So 4 o'clock on Monday and Wednesday I go boxing between 4 and 5. And the reason why I do that, sometimes it's good just to let out a bit of mental, physical aggression, shall we say. So it's boxing and it's against some pads and, a boxing bag, or sometimes it could be a sparring session. So I find that this kind of works well for me. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays in the evening, I kind of go running with a running club. So I like being social. I like doing activities with other people as opposed to just doing it by myself. So that's kind of a rundown of what the morning routine looks like. And I appreciate that it may have sounded like a bit of a ramble, but believe it or not, when you start to sit down and think about it and kind of look at your day, how do you start the day off? Do you start the day off quite erratic? Do you start the day off quite high and think, oh, I'm going to jump out of bed, I'm going to do bang, 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 bang. You've already got yourself stressed. You've already got yourself into a state where you're almost going to run out of steam, or you're going to be running around almost, best way of describing it, almost like a headless chicken. And I say that with in the nicest possible way. Get yourself into the right state of mind from the outset, and believe it or not, the day works well. The days where I not forget to meditate, but sometimes I do run out of time after the shower, and let's say I've got a 9 o'clock meeting or a call before 9 o'clock, I sometimes forget that meditate, or by the time I put my clothes on, I'm out the door and think, crap, okay, I've just forgot that. And they're the days that I find that I'm not the same person that I was yesterday, or I'm not the same person as I was or I am when I do meditate. So these are things that you've got to take into consideration. You've got to find out what works for you. I've tried going to the gym first thing in the morning. When I come back from the gym first thing in the morning, I don't think I work well in the gym first thing in the morning. I find that my most productive time in the gym is 4 till 5 p.m. That's when I've been doing the boxing. But there's, you've got to try what works for you. I know that this works for me. Maybe you might want to start meditating. Maybe you might want to just spend that 10 minutes of literally saying thank you, giving back, and also just get your day lined up for the day. Get your day lined up correctly. You may decide that you want to wake up earlier, and that's fine. You may want to spend the day spending some time reading, watching, listening to podcasts, watching YouTube videos. That's fine. Whatever it does that gets you ready for the day, this is what you've got to do, because you want to tackle the day in the best way that I can describe it, the most efficient and effective way possible. Don't be the headless chicken. Don't start going out and running around. Do those calls once you're ready and you're in a better state of mind, and you'll realize that you're having more productive conversations with people. And as a result of having more productive conversations, everything falls into place in a much better way. So there you have it, guys. That's my morning routine. Hopefully it's not like a ramble, but if it is, I apologize. But hopefully you've taken something away from it. As always, if you like free content, feel free to watch my YouTube videos. I've got a YouTube channel. It's got over 200 videos on there, and all different kinds. So HMO tours, we talk about the UK property market and everything in between. And to get to do that, all you've got to do is literally, that's my PA friend that's just decided to rush through the door. To get some, all you got to do is go to YouTube and literally search for Arsh, and you'll see all my videos there. If you want to connect with me on social media, you can do by searching Arsh. I'm available on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and LinkedIn. And then finally, if you haven't already done so, download the Property Investor app. It's the UK's first property investment marketplace, which showcases all kinds of deals all over the UK. Whether you like BMV deals, below market value deals, rent-to-rent deals, lease option deals, service accommodation deals, just to name a few, they're all there in the palm of your hand. If you don't like smartphones, you can go to the website, which is propertyinvestorapp.co.uk, or if you do have a smartphone, go to your app store and type in Property Investor. It takes 2 minutes to register, and everything is there within the palm of your hand. On that note, as always, I wish you to be safe, well and happy. And if there's anything that I can help with, feel free to get in contact. And I look forward to speaking to you all soon. Bye-bye.
The large majority of people make a positive change if they take immediate action. So act now. Download the Property Investor app and join Arsh on his social media channels to excel your property journey.